What's going on, guys? Brandon here with Exotic Cars 19, going on a little drive here. I was gonna go on a drive regardless, but I figured I'd bring the camera along. So mainly I wanted to actually just hop in here and I was just gonna do a quick test with this setup. I took a quick look. I think it's gonna look okay, but real quickly, this is the new, or fairly new now, GoPro Hero 8 black strapped to my head. And so I've been using the 6 and 7 forever, so I upgraded to the 8. So this was just gonna be a quick test on quality and stabilization and audio, because apparently it's all enhanced. So anyways, I was already gonna go on a drive. I figured I'd keep on driving and kind of as a stress release drive, really. Obviously times right now are kind of crap. Hopefully you guys are watching years down the line. You guys don't know what I'm talking about, but as of early 2020, spring 2020, the whole coronavirus thing just seems to have everyone kind of dreary. This dreary weather doesn't really help either, but I actually kind of like driving in this weather. Either way though, I know a lot of people are kind of cooped up in their house, as I have been. Not really much going on in the world right now. It just kind of feels, like I said, dreary. But as of right now, the city I'm in, Austin, Texas, has not put us on full lockdown, so I can still get out here and just enjoy a nice drive. So I figured in amongst crap times like this, GT350 always is a good time. In fact, I got all traction on right now, and even then I don't want to cause these bikers and hikers too much concern. They should be at home right now though. I don't know what they're doing. For the first time in a long time, I actually had some really fun Exotic Cars 19 content planned out. And of course, with what's going on, gonna have to put a hold on that. Still in the works, but unfortunately, just gonna have to wait a little longer. So it's okay. Past 7,000 RPM, it was still dancing a little bit, trying to go full throttle, had to ease into it. Anyway, but yeah, let's just jabber about cars, I guess, right now, and then I'll let the GT350 do some talking as well. I think it's going to be August will be 3 years with this car, as I said in the previous video. And yeah, still absolutely no reasoning on why I would ever want to get rid of it. As I keep saying, this is the kind of car that just spoiled me. I lucked out with how good this car is. I knew it would be pretty good just based off all the journalists and everything I saw. Never test drove it, and yeah, absolutely love it. But the challenge is when the time comes, and hopefully sooner than later, where I get another car. Hopefully I get to keep this one too, just gotta make some money. But the challenge will be, how can I get a car that will exceed expectations again the way this one did. So in case you guys don't know, the two cars I have right now are of course the 350 and a 2014 SVT Raptor. And with just those two cars, I am so happy, because I got my daily driver, great off-roader, and then my kind of weekend sports car, or driving, you know, weekday in the middle of the rain. I don't care, I'll do it with the 350 as well. It's just so much fun, and it's just a sports car through and through, the 350. But with that said, I really lust at the idea of having something that fills the void of kind of more supercar. I mean, well, I named the channel when I was like 14 or 15 years old, but yeah, something a little bit more exotic of a car. You know, I've always loved the idea of a dual clutch engine out back, rear engine or mid engine, all of that. I've really liked the idea of having something like that. But of course, you know, we're talking about a ton of money here. I've always loved the Scuderia Speciale, and that's now we're getting really, really crazy with the price. But I always liked the special versions of a standard kind of car. Now, let's talk about the Corvette for a second, because I have recently been binge watching C8 Stingray content. I wasn't watching a whole, this was a car I've been keeping up with, but I wasn't watching a whole lot of press car videos like at the track and stuff. I'm really more interested to see how customers are with their cars. So I've been watching a lot of TJ Hunt, Street Speed 717, a lot of those guys. Every video they've made I've been keeping up with, and been pretty excited about it. But like I just said, the base models of things don't usually excite me, but this Corvette, the C8, is fantastic. I thought it would be pretty cool to have an early Corvette of a new generation like a C8. But I don't, honestly, it wasn't too feasible. I don't have the garage space right now, and definitely didn't have the capital for it either, if I'm being honest, to get a C8 that early. However, hopefully you guys can hear me. 6th gear closes the valves. However, I'm trying, I don't want to get anyone too excited here. I'm just going to be thinking out loud just on camera. But all this speculation of what the C8 Z06 could be might be the perfect void for the car I need. Not want, but need. The trouble here is getting a C8 Z06 early and keeping the 2 cars I have. The C8 just got unveiled this last July. If the C8 Z06 gets unveiled July, August of this upcoming summer, that means that we probably won't get a, the customer version of a Z06 a few months after that. Hopefully by then, I will have capital to swing one, I would hope. So one can, obviously put in the effort and try at least. But definitely by then I will have I'll be in a new crib with an extra garage space. And so it's either going to be a small home gym or hopefully a resting point for a new car eventually. 350 is not going anywhere, Raptor's not going anywhere, but I am lusting for that paddle shift mid-engine. I don't know what this was. Paddle shift mid-engine, kind of more supercar. So let's speculate and talk about rumors, because that's all we really can do about a C8 Z06 at the moment anyway. It's been rumored long enough, and now there's enough spy video, I think, to make it pretty justified in thinking that the C8 Z06 definitely is not sharing the 6.2 liter that's in the Stingray. That's not the exciting part. The exciting part is what is going to replace it. And I don't know how they're gonna pull this off, but if they do, Chevy will be my hero. But it's very heavily rumored that's gonna be the 5.5 liter flat plane crank V8. And they're gonna keep it naturally aspirated, like from the C8R. That would be pretty awesome, because that endurance car sounds really good. But there's been one spy video of the new Z06 in some California canyons, and the way that thing sounded on downshift in a slight acceleration before the video cut off sounded incredibly exotic. You guys know me, I kind of like, not so much big displacement, but I just like a good visceral sound and feedback. That's why I'm not too fond of smaller displacement twin turbocharged cars. That's why I like the 458 over a 488 and so on. And that's why I've had a lot of respect actually recently for Lamborghini for having just naturally aspirated V10s and V12s for as long as they could. I think that's pretty awesome. So if Chevy can pull off a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated flat plane crank that revs high, yeah, that's where it's at in my opinion. And so that's the one that I got the sight set on. Again, it's a car that doesn't even exist yet, and that's not usually a kind of car that I'm considering. Usually it takes me a while. And then also recently there's been some spy photos, I don't know how recent, but fairly recent, there's been some spy photos of the C8 Z06 in the snow. At least we're just calling it a Z06, that's what I assume it's gonna be, obviously. But it's got much wider tires, wider fenders, and something that people haven't really talked about yet, it actually has some serious dive planes right on the front, right where the C8R dive planes are actually. I think it's gonna be really track oriented. Obviously it should be. This should be a big wing, hopefully, but also some spy photos show in the canyons that the wheels are covered up, probably to mask off possibly carbon fiber wheels, and also definitely some carbon ceramic brakes. That'll at least be an option on the Z06, which would make sense. But I think the C8 Stingray base car is great, but it leaves just enough to lust after. The exhaust, for one, is too quiet, and the shape of it's weird. So if they, obviously it's gonna be a whole different exhaust note on the Z06. If the exhaust tips look more proper and exotic, if it's louder, which again, from that spy video, it sounds like it definitely will be. If it's got, you know, the carbon ceramics, all these things, maybe lower it a little bit on the front as well. A big old wing, hopefully straight from the C8R, that would be awesome. It's gonna be a serious car, and so that's the one that I've got my sights set on. Price point, who knows? If the base Corvette starts at 60 and we're seeing customer versions anywhere from like 85, 95, I don't know what to expect. Probably another $30,000 premium as a base off of that, so maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, probably about $90,000 starting. We probably will see sticker prices of maybe 120 to 135 maybe. So that's what I gotta shoot for. So we'll see if I can make it happen. If I had to guess, the car's probably gonna get unveiled July or August of 2020, and then probably not be available to customers probably until maybe early 2021, if I had to just throw a random guess out there. But we'll see. Well, it's all speculation. I want to keep creating content on this channel, but you know, I'm not rolling through cars for the sake of content like the bigger guys right now. I kind of buy a car for myself and I keep it for a while, and so it's not the best thing in the world if you're trying to run a car YouTube channel from like a owner's perspective. But the C8 Z06 is a car that I genuinely do want for myself, but I think it would be awesome for content. Another car that I've probably mentioned quite a bit in the past that I just love is that I would love to have eventually, but I just feel like I might get priced out of it if I don't buy one in the next 3 years. But you guys know how much of a Porsche fanboy I am, especially with their 911 GT3 RSs, and I would love to have a 997.2 GT3 RS, just knowing that as of now, it is the last RS with a manual, last RS with hydraulic steering, and the last of the Metzger engine. Well, second to last. The last one was technically the 4.0, but those go for like $400,000 to $500,000. The 3.8 version was where they were going to stop it, but they ended up making the 4.0. Those ones you could pick up right now with about 10,000 miles for about $155,000. And that's just a car that's going to be very, very expensive in the not too distant future if I was a speculating man. But that is a car that I do love a ton, just because it's the last of so many things. Kind of the reason I bought this car. I had all these chicken little thoughts that the sky's falling and manuals are going to go away, so I bought one. But that RS kind of hits me the same way, and they only made them in 2010 and 11. But there's a ton of cars I like, and just not enough money to get them all. But those are the two that I would love in the not too distant future: a C8 Z06, car that doesn't exist yet, and then of course getting a 2010 or 11 RS would just be freaking cool. I actually kind of came out here to test if my car is going to scrape. Kind of exciting, not car related. I got a house being built up here, my first house, yay me. That probably won't be done until late July, probably even later now if they're delaying construction because of the whole crisis. Anyway, I thought I'd kind of come see the progress on my house, be one of those annoying guys. Ooh, and there is some progress. But anyways, this, you know what? I'm gonna step out for a second. Let's just keep this running. But yeah, guys, that should be the EC19 headquarters, hopefully late summer. As you can see, the special part about it, the recar garage. But only 2 cars at the moment. So that's where all my money is going at the moment. So once that gets all squared away, coming up with the down payment on that sucker and everything like that, it should be all fine. But anyway, once that gets all squared away, I would really like to look into a third car once I could get some money rolling in. But yeah, C8 Z06 is something that I would really like. So let me know what you guys know about it, speculation or any kind of recent news on it, what you guys think about it. Let me know. But anyway, thought we'd just go on a little drive on this dreary weather and amongst this kind of dreary time in our history. But anyway, hang in there, guys. It's all gonna get better. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.